Good morning, afternoon, or evening, ladies and or gentlemen. Mr. Rowan here, and we've got a lot to do, but it's going to be whiz bang boom right through our learning targets today. And a lot of these should be fairly familiar to you, some things that you've seen before maybe. But we have 4 particular vocabulary words for today. So, for learning target number 7, we will take a look-see at vertical angles, complementary angles, supplementary angles, and linear pairs when I see them, and then we will figure out how to use our knowledge of these angle relationships to find unknown angle measures. So basically solve for our variables, and we know how to do that. So start things off, we've got vertical angles, so angle 1 and angle 2 here. And vertical angles are always congruent. So the way I think about it, and 3 and 4 are also a pair of vertical angles. So vertical angles are always congruent. I think about it as like a pair of scissors. When we have our scissors and you open up the handle, the blades open up as well. And remember, congruent is that equal sign with the little squiggly over it, with the tilde. Okay, let's check out an example. So this is about as simple as it gets. We know that these vertical angles have equal measures, so let's just set them equal to each other and solve for y. So go ahead and pause the video and try to solve this equation. And okay, you should be able to solve that on your own. Let's look at example 2 now. ABC and EBF are vertical angles. So again, this should be a clue that if they're vertical angles, we know that they're congruent. So let's just draw a picture so we can kind of see what we're looking at here. Nice. So vertical angles are 2 lines crossing each other, just like a pair of scissors. They meet in the middle at the screw. Okay, that's our screw. And that screw is B in this case. Then we have A, B, C, and E, B, F. Okay, so our top and bottom angles are going to be the vertical angle pair that we are looking at right now. So 3x plus 8 is on the top. And in the bottom, we have 2x plus 48. Going to draw our little plus sign right inside of the B there. It's nice and cozy. So those angles are congruent, and our angles at the top are congruent. So let's just go ahead and set those bad boys equal to each other. 2x plus 48 equals 3x plus 8. Excellent. And again, you can solve that algebra equation on your own. I'm not going to take up video time making you watch that. You can pause it and solve. Okay. So complementary angles would be 30 and 60 as one example. And these are, these are 90-degree right angles when you combine them. And each is said to be the complement of the other. Now, 30 and 60 themselves are not right angles. What I mean by that is that together they make up a right angle. So the complement of 21, we'd say 21 plus some variable plus some angle that we don't know equals 90 degrees. And then we can solve for x. So all you have to do is subtract 21, and you can fill in that blank yourselves. I think we're far enough along in our algebra when I can let you do that. Okay, angle 2 equals 42, And angle 3, well, you may notice that these are vertical angles, so they have to be congruent, they have to be the same. Now, 42 plus 4 plus angle 4 equals 90. The reason is because if two angles are next to each other and they're on a line, then if one of them's 90, the other one has to be 90 as well. So then when we solve for the measure of angle 4, we should get 48. Okay, moving on. We're going through this really quick. JKL and MNP are complementary. JKL, MNP. So let's see, what are their measures? Okay. And we will draw ourselves a little picture. JKL and MNP. Now it's tempting to connect these, but they don't have any common rays that they share. There's no numbers that are the same here. Or sorry, no letters that are the same. So we're just drawing two angles. But the main thing that we have to realize, let's label our angles first. Want to be very rigorous with that. I got you. A mosquito. It's a dead mosquito. MNP is 5x plus 2. And since these are complementary, we know that they add up to 90 degrees. So we're going to add 2x plus 3 plus 5x plus 2 equals 90, is 90 degrees. And continuing with our theme, I'm going to let you solve for x there. Supplementary angles are by far the more common type that we see. We see these way more than supplementary, and you'll see why. But 30 and 150 would be examples of supplementary. And together, these make up 180 degree angles. So, the supplement of 21 would be, well, let's say 180 minus 21. That should give us 159. So as an example, 1 and 3, if 1 is 142, 3 would have to be 180 minus that. All right, we're going to have you try those on your own. Okay. So let's try another example. 12x plus 1 plus x plus 10 equals 180. So this is sort of like the example that we just did, but with complementary angles, but this time we're using 180 as our sum. All right, linear pair. That's just a way to basically say that we have two angles that are supplementary. They are two angles that together form a line. Yep, they're supplementary. So, what do we think the measure of angle 3 plus angle 4 would be? Supplementary. What do we think? One, two. So these would add up to 180. So take a second to, sorry for a little bit of discontinuity in the editing here. Anyhow, what I believe I was saying is that we have these two angles that are supplementary, so they will add up to 180 degrees. Now, take a second to pause the video and see if you can work out example 6 and example 7. Okay, so we have this equation here. Now, why don't you see if you can combine what we've learned in this video and see if you can figure out X and Y on your own, and then that will be our quiz question for today. Alright, thanks for listening. You guys have been a good sport. It's been a short video today, so I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Rowan out.